the software development process consists of some version of these phases. So analysis, design, implementation, testing, deployment, maintaining. These are called phases or stages, and each phase consists of a series of steps. It is dependent upon the methodology used that dictates which steps go into which phase. Each phase is documented, so every single phase in the software development lifecycle has different deliverables. Deliverables are documentations, diagrams, or even the actual code or the final product produced during the process of completing the steps for each phase. So as soon as I get done with analysis, I should have analysis documents to pass on to the design team. Once I'm done with my designs, I should have those diagrams and documentation to pass on to implementation. Implementation should be able to pass code on to testing, and testing should be able to pass off whatever they're going to be testing to deployment, or send it back for implementation again. Once so you get the picture. Each one passes off documentation to the next. Sometimes documentation is done in an actual document. Sometimes we are going to be using software development management tools such as Atlassian or Jira, Atlassian's Jira, or another project management tool called Trello. So that's the one that we're going to be using in this course. Again, we're going to be completing the analysis and design phases, so we will not be delivering any type of final product or code. Instead, we'll be creating documents and diagrams for our deliverables. Each phase should have deliverables submitted before moving on to the next step, as mentioned. This is because you will need that information gained from one step to properly go to the next step. These phases are executed sequentially, incrementally, iteratively, or sometimes in another pattern. And how they're implemented is actually determined by the software development methodology used. So we mentioned the software methodology already. The way we implement these steps is going to be dictated by that methodology. We'll talk about more of those methodologies in just a second. But first, let's talk a bit about analysis. So the analysis phase is really important. In this phase, we're going to be learning about the software we're creating. So this is a learning phase. We are going to be figuring out what kind of needs our customer, what kind of needs we are going to be meeting for our customer. So we're going to be answering a few important questions. Who is going to be using our product? So first of all, when we say customer, we're saying the person who's coming to us to design their product. When they come to us to design it, we are then going to need to find out from that customer, who do they want to be using the product? Who are they having this product designed for? So who are their users? What are their users' likes and dislikes? What are their needs? How do they operate? And why are we creating this product? What will the product be used for? What will it not be used for? Where and when will it be used? What kind of devices does it need to be on, etc. Now, the design phase, we're going to be making decisions based on our findings in the analysis phase. So some of the items affected by these decisions will be the user interface. So our user interfaces will be dictated upon the findings from our analysis phase. What kind of forms and reports are the product going to produce? So what kind of information do we need to get from our user? And what kind of information will be displayed to our user after we get that information? What kind of programs do we need to integrate into our product? I should say, what kind of external programs? So, for example, are we going to need a payment processor? Do you have a preferred payment processor? What kind of databases will store our data? And what kind of files are necessary for any of those operations that will be done?